Hello. How's everyone doing today? It is Friday. It's Friday. Yes, the weekend is upon us. Get the music going. We got a printer to unbox. It's Friday. What could be better? What could be better? Toftish. Thank you for coming a member. So yeah, so today we got a big one. This is the Qidi XCF Pro 3D printer. I've been wanting to get my hands on one of these for a while. I've seen a few other people have done reviews on them already. But I've been wanting to get my hands on one for a while to really look at it, because it's a highly reviewed, more prosumer, professional grade 3D printer than the usual V-Will bed flinger crap I get offered often. So this is coming in at a weird time because the bamboo is now out. So this used to be up there, but now the bamboo is kind of catching up. So we're going to take a look at this and just kind of see how it holds up. I'm really excited to get this unboxed. This showed up the other day. Normally, if you see the intros, I usually have a picture of the printer on my shoulder. This box weighs 84 pounds and is kind of big. So we didn't do that today. I tried, but I'm home alone and I'm not going to risk dropping it. So it's on the desk. I got it on the desk, although I'm going to have to get it off the desk to get it out of the box. So this is going to be fun. So yeah, so shout out to Qidi for sending me this printer for testing, evaluation, and review. Words and opinions are my own. I haven't been paid for anything. I have full right to say whatever I want. They just sent me the printer for review. No money exchanged hands, blah, 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 usual disclosure. So if it's poop, I could say it's poop. If it's good, I could say it's good. And it's a team lift, but there's only one handle on each side, so I don't know how you're supposed to team lift it. But anyways, it is a more professional 3D printer, at least according to their documentation and everything. And if you want to know more about this printer, links down in the description to their website and an Amazon page if you wish to purchase it. Not affiliate link. I don't use affiliate links on things I haven't tested yet, and I don't officially endorse. So if you are interested and you want to get one, links down below. So what do we got here? It's a 3D printer. That's kind of what we do here. It is designed for carbon fiber printing. A lot of reviews that I've seen about this machine, a lot of CF nylon. What we're gonna do is we're gonna straight up print some Death Racer parts on it right out of the gate. So, do I recommend it over an Ender 3? Yes, wholeheartedly. Ender 3 is garbage. So, what do we got? What do we got to work with? Well, we got a 300 by 250 by 300 print volume. Speed and accuracy is the same as every other 3D printer out there. 0.4 millimeter nozzle. Extruder temp 350C. So we can print everything pretty much sub-peak, Ultim, PEI, the fancy frou-frou stuff. So pretty much anything normally this thing will handle. I'm assuming it's got an abrasive resistant nozzle. Qidi print, Cura, simplify, so I'm assuming it needs normal G code. So yeah, net weight 32.5 kilograms. This is a chonker of a weight of a printer. Looks like it has a Fadus hot end. Okay, so what was that, Dragonfly? Yeah, so that probably explains that. So that means you can use your V6 nozzles. Runout sensor, decent frame, automatic leveling, PEI bed plate, that's always good. Touchscreen, slicing software. It has an exhaust in the back. It's got some desiccant. It comes with a dry box. It comes with carbon fiber filament. Yeah, so this machine out of the gate is designed, it's direct feed, for carbon fiber and like the engineering plastics, except for the Gucci frou-frou stuff that nobody in their right mind really prints unless you actually absolutely have a use case for it. So yeah, Peter, thank you for coming a member. Cheap import Friday. Yeah, this isn't a cheap import. I'm waiting for the bill to show up. So yeah, so that's an overview. If you want to know more about it, link in the description. Also, in the description of the video, if you want to win yourself some Polymaker filament, go in the description, enter the draw. We give away a spool every stream. It's some good stuff. If you want to buy some Polymaker filament as well, link in the description as well. That goes a long way in helping support the channel. So, let's unbox this. I'm probably going to put it on the ground because I don't have the room to do it on my desk here. And hopefully I don't drop it. But if I do drop it, clip it, ship it. Let's get some content out of it. So, yeah. Keep away from heat, apparently. Team lift. It's actually a pretty... The box has some dings in it, but I'm assuming there's enough foam in there to kind of handle it. So, anything on the top? No, it doesn't even say the name of the printer on it. It just, there's some pictures of the printer, but that's it, or drawings. Will the front fall off? Hopefully not. Okay. Whoops. There we go. Get my kniff. Cut away from me so people don't yell. Kevin, thank you for becoming a member. And for those that missed it yesterday, we did the members stream. So if you're a member of channel or a Patreon supporter, yesterday we did the members stream. That was fun. We did some work on the Mando armor and just kind of hung out, shot the shit. Good times had by all. Wrong button, wrong button. There we go. Okay, so you're going to look at it upside down, but you get the idea. Let me make some. Okay. So normally I would do the unboxing on the desk, but it's a little big for that. So what do we got here? We got our flex plate. So we got a PI flex plate, black PI. And it's, again, it's 300 by 250. Got some manual, see a filament instructions. Got a USB stick. Please tell me this lid comes off easily. There we go. Okay. Oh, geez. So, it is rigid foam. It is the annoying rigid foam that goes right into the bin. Otherwise, you get little bits and pieces of it everywhere. Corner guards. So, it is packaged pretty well. Can I do the trick? I don't think I can do the trick. Oh, it's gonna be fun to get out of that box. There's handles built into it. Okay, so let's see here. Please remove the fixing clips on the left and right axis. Okay, that's after we get it open. Okay, let's get it on the table here, or at least out of the box. I really need to clean this desk up. One day. Not today. One day, though. Oh, hi, Steve. Okay. Team lift. Holy shit. You know what? I have to cut the box apart. This thing is massive. And it's not so much the weight, like 84 pounds. I could pick up 84 pounds. That's not the problem. The problem is it's 84 pounds kind of in a weird box. Constrained and whatnot. Okay. You go there. Okay, there we go. Move this over there. Playing Tetris here. This over here. Remember how I keep saying I need more room? This is one of the reasons. Okay. Move the box over there. And right now I'm screwed if something goes wrong because I'm blocking the door with all the garbage. So hopefully I don't need to run out of the room really quickly. It's still in the styrofoam. The styrofoam didn't come out. Shit. I don't want to get styrofoam everywhere. Ooh, okay, what do we got in the bottom here? I'm assuming this is some filament. Qidi Tech, 15% carbon fiber PA12. So this is already a step up for that little crappy, you know, sampler bag you normally get of horrible PLA. Kelvin, thank you for becoming a member. Lift with your... No, you lift with your back. Your back is your strongest muscle, so you lift with your back. Why would you not use your strongest muscle? Like, come on. So, initial impressions. Do I even have enough room to rotate this? I do. Like, obviously, we're just looking at a box right now with stuff on it. But in terms of, like, commercial printers that I have received, okay, this is probably one of the most professional-looking ones I've gotten so far. Like, I don't know if it's coming across. It looks really clean. Like, a mini wine fridge. Ooh, I could go for some wine. So there is an exhaust in the back. There's some wiring. There's the door. So it is fully enclosed. There is a top hat, I believe. Talking over shit. Oh, I need a bigger room. Please scan and follow us to get the latest news. After sales service. It's got built-in handles. That's nice. Okay. Now the fun part, getting all this out from underneath the printer. There we go. Jeez. How does this compare to an Ender 3? You ever play like Civilization in your late game and you got like, you know, Apache helicopters and tanks and death ray guns and mechs, and you come across that one player who's still in the Stone Age? Something like that. Okay. Let's get the instructions out. Where am I going to put that? I don't know. For now, on the desk. And then probably in another room. Yeah, lift with your back in a swift, jerking, twisting motion. That is the easiest way to lift anything up. Okay, so we got regular PI sticker, which I like to see because that means you can replace it. Actually, no, this isn't a sticker. This is just PI directly. Is this a sticker? That doesn't look like a sticker. It is a sticker. It's very... No, that's directly on the steel. So is that PI? Is that just PI directly on the steel? Okay, whatever. And then that. But this side you can't put a sticker on, which I like seeing that with these flex plates. If it's a textured side, I like the other side being completely smooth, because that way, if you need to change the surface, you can. If both sides are textured and you destroy both sides, you're kind of screwed. You know, flex plates aren't that expensive. This print Ultim, nope, it's above the rated temperature. Temperature rating for the hot end is 350, and I don't go above the manufacturer's recommended specs. Special paper for build plate leveling. Please watch the leveling video on the USB pen drive. Ooh, they call it a pen drive, not a U drive. Adjust the nut on the platform until you can slide the level, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Look at that. Leveling paper. PA12 filament instructions. Are very easy to absorb moisture. Okay. So, okay, this is how you use the dry box. A lot of instructions with this guy. And then the manual. And why is the dog barking? I would go see, but unfortunately, I'm not getting out of the room anytime soon. So, give me a second here, because the dog's freaking out, and I gotta go see what's going on with him. So, well, that made it worse. You go there. Actually, let me just at least clear the door out so, you know, I'm not, you know, breaking fire code. You know, it's a private dwelling, so I don't think fire code applies. There we go. And I just realized the dog's barking because my wife just got home. Okay. So, manual. Do not remove the rubber sleeve wrapped around the normal nozzle assembly. Okay. When print with PLA filament, please take down the top cover and open the front door for airflow. Okay, that's smart. A lot of people don't know that. You'd be surprised the amount of people that get an enclosed printer and then try to print PLA with it enclosed. It's like when you people see the they put their Prusa's in a lax enclosure and they fully enclose it and then they print PLA with no fans or anything and they seal it up. It's like, oh, it fights the noise, but yeah, your prints look like poop because you don't get good airflow. You need airflow for PLA. It gets hot and keep loose clothes away from it. Customer service. Ooh, thank you for your purchase of the printer. If you're experiencing any problems with the printer, please feel free to contact us. We will reply to you within 12 hours. If not, our company will offer you 2 nozzles and 2 pieces of blue platform sticker for free. Wow. My white balance is completely destroyed with this right now, by the way. Okay, power cable, extruder assembly, blah, 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 blah. Filament holder. Cool. Unpacking. Okay, so we take it all out. Cut off the plastic tie on the extruder. Okay. Remove the belt fixing clips on the X and Y. Okay, so where are my belt fixing clips? I can't see, they're too high up. Where are they at? Are they in here? I can't see. I'm too short. Oh, there's one. Okay. Okay, so there's one clip there, and they put little clips on it so that the printer doesn't move. Like the tool head and whatnot doesn't move during shipping. That's why they do it. There we go. 2. And they put little zip ties on it to help you find them. Okay. Separate the 2 pieces of foam in the middle. Okay. First, move the extruder in the direction of the arrow. Okay. Move that there. That comes out. There's actually instructions. You have to like rotate it and whatnot. They actually tell you that, by the way. Okay. Take out the power cord. It's all taped in there. Oh, I dropped stuff. What did I drop? Oh wow, this is nice. This, they actually come with like actual, like this ain't no Wera, but they come with these guys. Comes with an Ethernet cable. That's cool to see. Okay, cool. And it's saying we got to plug it in now. Okay, so. Okay. So plug in the power cord on the back of the printer's lower left, and then turn on the power. Okay. So the bed is all the way at the bottom right now. So to get at, oh man, it's got rubber feet now. Shoot. This looks very well built. Yeah, I'm looking inside. Like, I'll be honest, the X1 has plastic parts in it. This is all metal. The only plastic is the outside. All the internals is metal. And it's all on rails. Everything. X, Y, Z. Even the, it's all rails. It does have a BL Touch. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Where the frick do I plug it in? Okay, on the back here, I'm not going to spin it around, but you got a your standard power port. There's also an Ethernet port. And I want to see what's underneath it. And I want you guys to see what's underneath it. Okay, so that moves it. What do we got underneath? I can see the power supply. And it's kind of open, but everything's kind of guarded. So all the motors and whatnot are shielded, and the wires are in cages, so looks cool. Power supply is a Meanwell. It's at 115. Okay, we're good there. Here, let's see. Wow. So yeah, so there's the power supply. Everything, all the wiring is like hidden, so this looks okay. Okay, let's lay this down before I break anything. Are we going to disassemble it? No, not going to do that today. Okay, I got a power plug already plugged in, so we'll just use this one. Okay, power on. Okay, it does not slide around. Is there a light in it? No. It's not turning on. I already checked the voltage. Back of the printer. It's not turning on. Okay, let me try the cable that it came with, just in case it's... The cable? And the cable feels heavy duty and thick, so I'm not worried about the cable. Okay. No, it's 115. It is set 115. it's not turning on. Yeah, no sparks. Oh. Okay. Now, there were some dings in the package, but I don't think any of that would be enough. Okay, so power supply is 115. Yeah, it's 115. That's all hooked up. I've got 3 wires into there. So the inlet, I got red. What is going on here? Okay. PSU light. Yeah, I'm gonna try to. Yeah, let me see if I can plug the PSU in. See if we get a power supply light at least. I'm not getting any light on the power supply. Something ain't right here. Yeah, I'm getting no light on the power supply. Let me... What the heck is going on here? So Meanwell SE45024 is the power supply. How hard would it be to get the power supply out? It's held in from that side. I'd have to take the frame apart. Shit. Yeah, I checked. The voltage switch was the first thing I checked. And it's 115. It came from the factory 115. And I'm getting no power. Remember, I'm in North America, so my power is 110. So even if I had it set for 230, nothing would get damaged. It just wouldn't work. But I would still get the light. The light just wouldn't be as bright. Or whatever. I've done it. I've done it with a test power supply. I turned it on to 230 and plugged it in. Nothing happened. It just, when it goes to run the printer, it doesn't output the right voltage. It's a lower voltage because I'm feeding it 110 when it thinks it's getting 220. But it is set for 115 and it's on, and I'm getting no light on the power supply there. The little lights in there. So yeah, the power strip is switched on. Yep, power strip is switched on. I had a printer on the desk working earlier today, so plug something else I just did there. Okay. So what? Let me pull the fuse. Let me pull the fuse. Because these have fuses in them. The little switches, they have fuses in them. So sometimes the fuse can pop. And if the fuse pop, it don't work. So we're gonna pull the fuse out. And okay, let's see. Fuse is fine. Fuse is fine. I don't think it'll focus on it. Yeah, fuse is fine. The wire inside, there's no smoke. The wire's in one piece. Fuse is fine. Broken switch. Like, I could swap it out with another switch. Like, I could. I think I have some. I don't think it's the switch, though. Trying to put this back in upside down. Check the outlet. The outlet's fine. We just checked it. Like the power strip, I can see right here. It's got a green light. It's protected. It's all good. It's got a GFCI built into it. It's all good. So, yeah. Like if you guys are that concerned about the outlet. All the outlet people. Oh look, the lights all turn on. Outlet's good. So it's not the outlet. So, why are we getting no power? Nope, don't pull the foam out from under the bed. Two things. One, the manual, we can't. We have to raise the bed. Whenever you buy a printer like this, a lot of the time they come with the bed all the way at the bottom for shipping reasons. And then the first thing you do is you turn the printer on and you raise the bed so you can get the stuff out from under the bed. Two, how would foam under the bed stop the power going from directly from the power inlet to the power supply? It wouldn't. Like we're getting no response out of the power supply itself. So check the outlet. I don't have a multimeter I could check mains with. Operator error. If an $1,800 printer could be taken out by somebody plugging in a power supply and flipping a switch, there's something going on. So I highly doubt it's operator error. Okay. So there, where am I going to put these screws? So I don't lose them. Is what's underneath. So what do we got here? Okay, so we got live, neutral, ground. Ground is that. Oh man, they're going out. So these go, where are these going? So it all goes into something on this side, and then it comes back. But then we got voltage out, voltage in. Yeah, so ground is there. I gotta take the back off. What's going on? Why do you have live voltage going inside? Is the bed mains? Wayne, $10 for the multimeter fund. Yeah, it's all metal. Yeah, everything on the switch is wired up correctly. That goes there, that goes there, yeah. Like, so we got the switch. Okay, so we got the mains going there. That goes there, and then it switches to white and blue. And ground is grounded. Well, this is all tight. So let's flip it up and take a look at the back, I guess. That's the only thing. Like, look at the back wiring. Because we got the wiring comes from the switch and goes to the back. So maybe something in the back is loose. Oopsie daisy. Ooh. Okay, there's like a little bit where it slips. Okay, So I need those ones. The wires, I don't have a glow pen. Well, to be fair, I have one. I have zero clue where it's at because I haven't used it in probably 5 years. Fuse has been checked. It's on the right voltage. The outlet's good. The power is straight up not going to the power supply. So we're going to take the back off and see where the wires that are hooked up correctly. So the wires that are hooked up to the plug are hooked up correctly. The wires that are hooked up to the power supply are hooked up correctly. But they go somewhere and they do something and then they come back. So we're going to see where they go and see if they're correctly hooked up there. In the meantime, you can see the electronics. So for those curious about the electronics, oh man, this doesn't slide around too good at all. Oh my God. Okay. So black and red go there. And it's 220 in, 220 out. So it goes to an SSR for the bed, and then it comes back out. So the bed has a relay, and this is a, I don't know. Controller board is running an STM32F407 board. It's got Ethernet, it's got a USB plug on it, it's got a little fan. I don't know what drivers it has, they're all under cover. One extra E motor is available. This controller board looks damn good. Like, this controller board looks damn good, I will say. Okay, so I gotta see here. So I'm assuming in out is the same. So white would be black and blue would be red, which on white would be black, blue would be red. Yeah, live. Yeah. So the wiring is all correct. The wiring is all correct. Like it makes a, you got the going in, then it goes back to the power supply. These are all, everything looks good. We're just not getting anything. Nothing. Getting nothing. Not even anything on this. And this is the where the power goes to first. Power goes directly from the power or from the inlet. It goes to the SSR here, or whatever the SSR for the bed. And then it comes out and goes right back to the power supply to actually power it. So it might be the switch, because I don't know if these have LEDs. I'm assuming this has an LED. So I'm assuming the switch is bad at this point. That's the only thing I can think of at this point, is the switch is bad. Because the power goes directly from the switch to here, and it's on. I'm not going to touch it. Also, that says 220 volt in. I don't know if that matters. If it could probably do 110, but it says 220 volt in and 220 volt out on this SSR. There's a start button. What? Power switch. God damn it. I've never seen a printer like that. How does the power... Oh, that's what that is. That's the power switch button. Okay, so anyways, if you want to see how the electronics of this look, This is how the electronics of this look. That's a relay for a power switch on top. Well, hey, you guys wanted to see the electronics, so now you saw the electronics. So, there you go. I figure you flip the power on, the power would come on. That's how... See, this is how good this printer is. It has a separate power switch. Well, anyways, you guys wanted to see the electronics. There's your electronics. So yeah, is the bed mains? So I don't know what controller board this in, because that's a relay then. So if that's a relay, that means the circuitry for the bed is all in here, and that is beefy. So I will say it is nice that we opened it up. Read the freaking manual. I did read the manual. It said plug in the power switch, then turn on the power. Okay? So I turned on the power, and I don't know about you, but when the manual says turn on the power, usually you expect the machine to come on. And then on the next page at the top, it says click the button to turn on the printer. So yes, I expect, you know, turn on the power. You turn on the power. I don't read ahead on the manual. I don't want to be surprised. So I'm not going to take it apart. Well, there you go. So if you want to see the electronics, I will say I'm actually really, that controller board is beefy. I don't know what exact, I'm assuming it's a proprietary board, but it's an STM32F. And those connections, like, I don't know about you, but I don't see no soldered wires there. Those are some connections. So I like to see that. Turn the power on, not the printer. Yeah, well, most printers that I have, when you turn the power on, that turns the printer on. I've never actually had a printer that had a separate power switch. Legitly, I've never had a printer that had a separate power switch, ever. So, it is what it is. And now I'm just going to wait for the first person to leave a YouTube comment after the stream ends when they watch this like a week from now going, oh, the idiot didn't read the manual. And then they're just going to get an instant ban. Qidi boards are proprietary, but you control them with Octoprint via USB TTL converter. Okay. I don't know if this has a web interface. Can't remember. That's okay. Let's be honest. Most of these unboxing and print videos are pretty boring. Like, you take the printer out of the box, you plug it in, you throw in some demo G code, and you hit print, and it just prints, and then we shoot the shit for like an hour, and then that's it. So, the fact that we thought we had a problem, and that made me open it up so you could see inside of it. Hey! That's content. But yeah, show of hands in chat. If it told you to turn the power on and then nothing happened, would you be a little concerned when you buy a printer? Like, let's be honest here. Okay? If the instructions go, turn on the power, and then nothing happens, would you start questioning stuff and start checking stuff up? Like, I gotta put that cover board back on the bottom. God, this thing is massive. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So we can laugh at it in hindsight, but hindsight is 2020. So I'm unboxing a brand new printer. It says turn the power on. I flip the switch, and then nothing happens. And I've got 400 people in chat. So of course I'm going to go right into problem solving and try and figure out, ooh, what happened? So also remember, my background when it comes to 3D printers is mostly self-built printers. So I have no qualms about ripping into electronics and checking stuff out. Because, hey, oh, this might not be working right. Cool, I'm going to rip into it. I have no qualms about opening a machine up. So, tuning for the content. NH3D, cheers. It's content, yep. It's okay. Hey, you guys got to see all the electronics. Read the instructions. I was reading the instructions. I read the instructions every time I do one of these unboxings. I just didn't read ahead in the instructions because I ran into what I thought was a problem. Like, I'm not going to look up, oh, how to set my Z offset if I can't get power to my machine. The Qidi rep. I don't know if the Qidi rep's even here. I'll just put a little note in the timeline. Yeah, just skip ahead to the point where we figure out I'm an idiot. Look at the top of the printer. What about it? I blame the height. The printer's too tall. I didn't see a button. It's out of my field of view. Power button should be on the front of the printer. There. That's my critique. There's a big arrow on the top. Okay. So, are you ready? Here's my field of view. Where it, like, this is eye level. Tell me where you see the arrow. Like, now you know it's right here. But this is my field of view. I was too smart. Power on. Oh my God, it's not turning on, guys. Boop. Ta-da! Machine is giant. It is. Okay. So, click the button, turn the printer on. Click the tool icon. Click manual. Click that icon until the platform rises to a suitable position. Ooh. I'm just gonna make it look like the picture. So the lead screws, like, that Z platform is nice and chonked. Okay. Print a step stool. I have a step stool, just not in the room. Okay. Open the door. Okay, so this is nice. The door. Let me move this around. Boom. The door opens like straight up 180. So that's good. Get all this out. Oh geez, it comes with a lot. How am I supposed to get that out? Okay, wait. I gotta go up more. So there's the hat. DIY Dash, $5. Cheers. Anyone knows serious about printing knows you're supposed to dismantle any machine before powering up. Yeah, you never know. You gotta check. So, oh, it already has a flex plate in it. That's cool. This is heavy. Why is this so heavy? Okay, take out the filament at the bottom of the carton. Already did that. Click System. Gradually. Oh, that's it. Okay. So what do we got in here? Holy shit. Oh, there's... Oh, okay. So, it comes with a whole other extruder, tool head assembly. Ordinary extruder. Consumables such as PLA, ABS, TPU, PGG. It's recommended to use an ordinary print head with this cover for printing. Okay, and then what's in there? High temperature extruder, PA12 nylon, PACF, PCA. It's recommended to use an all metal print head to match this cover and pass the consumables through the skin tube for printing. Okay, so it comes with 2 completely separate tool heads. So this is like the PLA one. So it's got an extruder. So for all you people that complain that the Stilt Bruner is big, this is this one. So that's cool. Yeah, it comes with a completely separate tool head. I'm like, why is this so heavy? Instructions on how to switch it. There's a video on it. Okay. We got a roller, and this is for the filament holder, I think. This goes on. Oh, geez. Okay. So, for the filament holder that's built into this, it rises up, and it does that. And then, if you want to drop it, it comes down. There's your filament holder, I guess. Extra components, nozzles, screwdrivers, wrenches, and they're real wrenches, extra fuses. Like, there's your toolkit. Even an extra, like, power connector. Like, holy shit. Okay. Some rollers. Glue stick. Holy shit. Extra rods, bearings, screws, Allen keys. Even like a actual useful spatula. Okay. So I thought it came with a filament dryer, but I guess it does not. I thought it came with a filament dryer. Unless I'm like missing, there's more stuff in the foam that I missed. Oh, okay, I guess it doesn't have a filament dryer. Oh wait, no, the filament dryer is over here. Jeez. Well, it's not a dryer, it's a dry box. Dryer box. And it even comes with a shelf so you can mount it to the wall. Holy like, this is the most goodies I've ever seen come with a 3D printer. Please put the filament and the freshly dried desiccant into the box and use the rubber seal around the box to keep the humidity in the box less than 15%. Tube. We got some desiccants. We got Bowden tube. Oh, there's our filament runout sensor. I got to put that on still. So filament runout sensor. Like, holy shit. Like, I'm legit impressed with how much stuff came with this. I'm missing the little rods. There should be 2 little rods in here for the filament to roll on. Unless I... Oh, here they are. Oh, this is for... Okay, I get it now. Whoa! Okay. So... So we got bearings. So this is what the bearings are for. Oh, okay. So this is for the dry box. And then these are the screws if you want to mount it to the wall. So you put a bearing on each of these metal rods. And these are metal. And then you put them at the edge. And then they go in little holders and they roll. So there's your dry box. I have, like, no joke, like, this is the most amount of goodies I've ever seen come with a 3D printer ever. Like, holy shit. Like, jokes aside about me, you know, not realizing I have to turn the printer on, but, like, you know, let's put the desiccant in there, so... Now you just put the desiccant in, and then you put... What size is the print bed? You have, it's, what is it? It's 300 by 250 by 300. Oh, they accidentally vacuum sealed it. Yeah, there you go. I don't know how you're supposed to fit this in here. Actually. I don't know if that's gonna work. No, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. I don't know how you're supposed to put the desiccant in here, because there's like no room. There we go. That can go there. Cool. Okay, should we go right to using their carbon fiber PA? No snips? It didn't come with snips! Oh! It didn't come with snips! It didn't come with snips. Okay, so we'll put their filament in. Good thing it's a resealable bag and I just punched a hole in it. No desiccant in there. Okay. Yeah, that moves pretty good. So you got that to help seal up the gap, which is smart. Like, that's actually kind of a smart idea. They have a little rubber thing to seal up the gap. Okay, holy shit, there's so much stuff. I need more room. I don't have room. Okay, filament runout sensor. Where do you mount? You mount... Oh wait, no! I'm sorry. This isn't the filament runout sensor. This is the spare filament runout sensor. There's already one installed in the machine. That I'm gonna have to plug in somehow because it's not plugged. Or actually, no. Let me. Is there a filament runout sensor installed? Let me check. Oh, that's a flathead. Give me a flathead. Cool. So let's see. What do we got over here? So this isn't fully sealed up. There is gaps, okay? So this isn't like a complete, you know, fully sealed printer. Okay, so there is, okay, so never mind, sorry. There is no filament runout sensor. There's just a blank there. So we need to install the filament runout sensor. So if you didn't want to run the filament runout sensor for whatever reason, you don't have to. There's a lot going on with this printer. Holy shit. What is the build volume? 300 by 250 by 300. Okay. So we got two Bowden tubes here. So let's follow along with the manual. Okay. So I'm gonna put, I don't know. Okay, Bamboo, you're gonna hold the filament. Okay, display screen interfaces. So, okay, so go back. Back. System. Sound. Okay, I can turn sound on and off. LEDs, you can turn the LEDs on and off. Language, okay, cool. So let's do a home. Let's do an actual home here. So back, system, no, back, tools, manual, home. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I should be looking at the screen. Oh, it homes all the way to the bottom. Okay. It has Wi-Fi. I'm not going to bother with that right now. Can it run Doom? Probably. Let's be honest, anything can run Doom nowadays. By the way, these lead screws actually have like, or the rails on the Z. So these are actual proper, holy shit, these are proper rails. What type of rails are these? These are HG15 rails. Those are HG15 rails, and they have it on all the axes. I don't know about the Z, or the X, but the Y is also HG15. Like, focus, HG15. With proper grease, like grease nipples and everything. This thing is built like a tank, holy shit. I don't like this. This I don't like. I don't like that. I'm sure it's not an issue, but, okay. Holy shit. High wind? I don't know, but this thing is built. Okay, so let's do the leveling. Okay. Like, holy shit. So it does have a BL touch, but you still have to do an initial tramming of the bed to get it squared up before you run the BL touch. Like, you probably could let the BL touch just YOLO it, but in reality, you don't want to do that. You want it to be, you want the bed as trammed out to the gantry as possible before you let the BL touch do its thing. So, back tools, leveling. Fast leveling. Please make sure there's no debris on the nozzle. Please wait for the position and initialization of the build platform and extruder. Okay. How much for this printer? Links in the description. One's the Amazon page, which will probably be the best for your wherever you are in the world. There's also a page for Qidi directly. Cartesian. Yeah, I also got what? I don't know what this tube is for. I have a tube. PI sheet is driving your OCD crazy. Cool. This is like the most well-built, like it does have a filter on the back, but the filter is just like that really thin mesh filter. I don't think the filter on the back's really doing anything. Okay. So, I gotta rotate this so I can actually see what the frick I'm doing. Okay, so after the extruder completes moving, please press the up-down button to make the paper has friction between the build plate and the nozzle. Then click confirm. Okay, so get this in here. Okay, and then hit that. Okay, now it's doing its thingy. Oh, the tube's for the desiccant you put in the middle? Okay, well. You can turn the beeps off. And it does have a BL touch, so it is doing all this with a, and it is, I'm pretty sure it's a, for the price of this machine, it better be a legit BL touch, and I'm pretty sure it is. Oh, hey, look at that. It even, gives you a little readout of how level it is. So let's see. So from the highest to the lowest point is less than, they're all within 0.0. The lowest point is 0.01 and the highest point is 0.09. Holy shit. So the bed is within like 0.1 millimeter across the board. I can dig it. I can dig it. Okay, let me fix the bed here because apparently this is driving some people insane. And then for the bed surface itself, it's aluminum and you got all the magnets specifically in. This is the same. So we got two sheets that are pretty much exactly the same for that. So let me put this in here. There's no indexing reference point. It's just flat, so you just kind of have to put it flat. Okay, so there we go. Okay, open the dry box, install the desiccant box bearings, and put in the desiccant, and it shows the desiccant being just in the dry box. Okay, Place the tube in the center hole of the filament, then put the filament in the dry, pass the filament through the dry box in the dry box, and then put in the sealing tape. Okay. Install the dry box rack. Oh, it goes on the back of the printer. Ooh, okay. So the dry box rack goes on the back of the printer. I'm running out of freaking room here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ah. Okay, where do those screws go? Creality has QC. Funny joke. So there's a plate. The plate here goes on the back of the machine and the box mounts to the plate. That's what those screws holes are. So this plate mounts on the back of the machine and then the box mounts on top of the plate. You're still not reading the fucking manual. I will say this is a little bit annoying with one hand. Okay. And you're demon. No, I'm allowed to swear. I just can't swear within the first 30 seconds of a video. I just try not to, because I know my audience is, I don't know everyone's ages. So I try to keep it clean. But then every now and then it slips that I used to work in a tool shop. So it's like, oh wait, no. Where's my would attempt printing Ultim? This printer is rated to 350. Okay, the hot end on this printer is rated to 350. Now, Ultim needs hotter than that. I'm not going to go above the manufacturer's suggested max temperature for their equipment. If you want to buy this machine and try it, you are free to do so. Is this the Flash Forge clone? I don't believe so, because I've never touched the Flash Forge, and I believe, if I remember correctly, Flash Forges are usually of lower cost, and this is a not a low cost machine. Okay, and then this. Oh, that's what those holes are for. Okay. Now it's like that. The filament is sleeved into the longest Teflon tube. Okay. Oh, I see how it is. Okay, I get it now. Okay. So. Oh. So if you are running that, you can't, I don't think you can do this. Well, you can, but. So because we have that there, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay. Okay. So I guess the filament that's this Bowden tube. Oh, that's why there's two different lengths of Bowden tube. That's why there's two different lengths of Bowden tube. Okay, that makes sense. So if you are running without the switch for the filament detector, this runs all the way through to this guy. Okay. If you are running with it, you use the shorter Bowden tube, but you can't use the switch. So it makes it fully constrained. So we'll take the switch out. We'll get rid of the switch. Let's be honest, I rarely use a filament detector anyways on my machines. So that comes out. That makes sense. Okay, so if you want to have a fully enclosed filament path from the dry box, you can't use micro switch. Okay, fine by me. What are we at anyways? What time is it? 3:18. It's only been an hour and a half, or an hour and 20 minutes. Make sure you like that smash button. If you want to enter to win some filament from Polymaker, they make some pretty good printer chow. Link in the description. Enter to win. We do a draw at the end of every stream for a free spool. That makes sense now. Okay, so this. Goes in there. How much filament? There we go. Okay. I'm gonna put some screws in this. Keep misplacing my automatic one. Joel's here. Hi, Joel. Are you doing low temp or high temp? I'm going high temp first. Why? Because it's already installed. And also, Joel, if you get one of these machines, just remember, when you turn it on, it doesn't turn on. There's also a button you have to press to turn it on after you turn it on. Actually, I have this printer, been printing with it for a couple weeks. I upgraded the part cooling fan and the bed support so far. Already upgraded? $1,800 machine, you're already throwing money at it. Why? I mean, it's your machine, you do what you want. It's actually legit curious. High temp good, that's what I did, the PACF. Yeah, that's what I got loaded right now. Okay. So click the tool icon. Also, this room is now filled with garbage. There's so much packing that comes with this machine, it's insane. But it comes, this is the most like amount of spare parts and whatever I've seen, so I'm actually really impressed. So, filament. Click on number when the color changer shows that. So we want to go up to 280, I guess. There we go. Okay, so it's heating. Okay, so now we wait for it to heat up. I'm giving this one away at Protoplastic. You're giving one away? Ooh. So if you want to go to Protopasta in the... It's not Seattle area, it's down in California, right? And you want to get one of these for free from Joel, I guess, go say hello. I've got a whole room full of printers I got to get rid of. The problem is nobody lives near me. Or a few people do, but that's really it. So it is heating up. There is noticeable fan noise. It is what it is. So how come you're getting rid of it? You just don't need it, I'm assuming. Vancouver, Washington. Okay. They don't comply with the Cura license, so I cancel the review and give it away. Oh! Okay. I don't really follow all the licensing lawyer stuff, so I gotta check in on that. To be fair, I'll probably just end up using Super Slicer with it anyways. Packaging, I hate how much packaging comes with things. It is what it is with packaging. Like, you know, it's an $1,800 printer. You want them to package it as good as they can. Okay, when the temperature reaches 280, click the down icon. Okay, so. Only a couple provinces over. Oh, so like a half day's drive. Okay. Shipping Cura, not with the license. Yeah, apparently, so Cura is open source, but if you make any modifications to it, you're supposed to release like your version of it, and this comes with its own version of Cura. So I guess they're supposed to release it. Is the only thing that's stuck to the build plate other than PA7 and PA. So I've been printing a bunch of PCCF on this machine. Was it PCCF? Yeah. Yeah, I've been printing Death Racer parts, like PCCF Death Racer parts on my Voron here, and it's got just a normal PEI textured build plate like this. But I don't know if you talk to I'm running a little extra helper on the bed, like a light coated glue stick or some 3D gloop stuff I'm trying out, and it's working great. So okay. I'm pushing the button. Oh. No, go the other way. Go in. Filament don't want to go in. Why don't you want to go in? I'm pushing the down button for the filament. Doesn't want to grab the filament. Why don't you want to grab the filament? My extruder is running the wrong way. My extruder is running backwards. Shoot, my plane is about to take off. Oh, have fun at Silicon, Joel. Everyone say bye, Joel. Fly safe. My extruder is running backwards. My extruder is running backwards. Filament's coming out, but the extruder is running backwards. No, I was pushing down and you could feel the gears. It's pushing it up. And then I pushed up and it went down. The next one, C, would be done with its bench already. Cool. That adds absolutely nothing to the conversation here. Do I need to hit stop? Oh, I gotta hit stop once it's done. There we go. Okay. Flip pins on the stepper. I'm not gonna flip pins on the stepper. Maybe the buttons are labeled. I'm hoping it's just the buttons are mislabeled. I don't want to fiddle around with stuff. Okay. So filament's loaded. Stop. Was that the E-stop button? Okay, that was the E-stop button. Cool. Okay. A little bit of gunk on it. Let's right click the nozzle and select inverse flow. Yeah, that's... don't think that's an option here. Back, system, factory. Nope, no factory reset info. Okay. Well, after sales service, system, back, tools, and 11 filaments. Okay, let's try to do a test print. Put that there. Put the hat on, which just kind of sits on top, I guess. Print. Test files. The only test file on here is a block. And yeah, well, whatever. PA12 CF, there you go. Print. So hopefully this will finish before the end of stream. It's a cube. It's the only thing that's preloaded, and it's the only thing that I think will finish before the stream ends, so is what it is. Who designed this ugly thing? Robin, thank you for joining this stream that has the name of the printer in the title with links to the manufacturer in the description, and you couldn't figure out who made it. You know, the name is right here. So, very witty comment. Okay, let's see how this goes. I forgot to grab my water. Shoot, I wonder why I'm so thirsty. USB extender. I do have a USB extender. I do have some USB extender cables because this thing is freaking massive. So the USB at the back kind of is dumb. What's the ETA? It's saying like an hour and 17 minutes, I think, but we'll bump the speeds up. But who designed it? Ooh. That's a scraper. Core XY? Nope, not Core XY. It's your traditional it's Cartesian. So you got, what do you got? You got, I think 2 motors. No, you got 1 motor for Y, 1 motor for X. They're independent. Snark level. Nah, It's just these kind of reviews always bring up the people who think they're witty. And I'm fine with witty if the joke is actually funny, which they're not, because they're very repetitive. It's like, I used to work at a grocery store when I was a kid, and it's like, you know, when something doesn't ring up, and you got the old boober guy there, and he's like, it must be free then. Yeah, this is like the level of jokes we're getting now. It's starting to get repetitive. Like, come up with some better stuff. It's a spatula. I don't know what a scraper is. It's a spatula. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, bed's going to 80. Hotend's going to 280. I have a small STL 76.2 millimeter cube by 5 millimeter with drill hole, guys. Okay. I went to go take a drink and then I realized all I have here is my bottle of ISO. Does this not comply? I am not a lawyer, and I'll be honest, I don't follow all the lawyer licensing stuff. I just see the stuff people throw up on Twitter all the time. So I don't know what the whole thing is going on with the Qidi or Qidi and the Cura thing. And apparently you're supposed to release the source of, if you take something that's open source and you modify it, usually you're supposed to release your source for your modified version. So there's a whole stink about the Bamboo Lab X1 Carbon, because they based their slicer off of Prusa slicer and they weren't releasing it, but then they did, and the whole thing blew over and nobody cares anymore. So I don't know if this is kind of the same situation. Let's be honest, I'm probably going to use Super Slicer with it anyways. So yeah. I just want to see how loud it is when it's running too. So I do like it comes with the USB or the Ethernet cable, so that's good. Still waiting on the bed. That's what we're waiting on, the bed. It even tells you a bunch of like tips on what your model, like kind of defects you would see and how to fix them. I will say, like, there is some English in here. There is some English in here. But it's not bad. Like, in terms of like manuals and what comes with the printer and all that jazz, I'm actually pretty impressed. Oh, I see how this goes. Okay, so this comes. Oh, so these keep your spools from flopping all over the place, I guess. Yeah, I'll turn the noise filter off when it's actually printing. And probably the F3D. Well, that's hardware. That's different. They don't need to release a Fusion file. Okay. I don't know what it's doing. Oh, it's extruding. Okay, it's printing. Now I got to figure out a way to show you guys it printing. So, Go Gadget Polymaker filament, which if you want to get some Polymaker filament of your own, link in the description. And also, you have a chance at winning some by entering the draw we do every stream. and overhead cam too, so you can get that sweet view of that. That offset looks okay. Does the tube go with the flanges? What tube flanges? Quick clipper question. I have a BTS error 3 and I want to show the MCU temps and clippers. So I did, but it shows 0C. It might not be compatible. Not all controllers are compatible with it, I believe. Tilt. Tilt. There, is that any better? There you go. So yeah, so now it's doing a thing. It's relatively quiet. This thing is massive. Oh, and if you want to see what I meant by the back, I have a long enough cable for this. Yeah. So this is the little dry box holder, and the dry box and the filament goes in through that into the hot end. So there we go. How do you enter the draw? Link in the description. It's a Google form. You fill it out. All I need is your name, your email address, and that's it. And your name in chat. Don't put your real name, and put the name you have in chat, so it's hopefully unique. So that way we don't have like 5 Bobs win, and then I gotta figure out which Bob was the one that won. Sunlu ABS. I did in the past. I don't use it now because it got really bad. Does it use V6 nozzles? That is a Fadis hot end in there. It is a Fadis Dragonfly, I believe. And then the normal ordinary extruder is I don't know what kind of, I don't know what hot end this is. Can you tell me what hot? That's like a Mark 8 block, but it's a circular. I think this is a J head, but I'm pretty sure you could. It's M6 thread, so you probably could use a V6 style block in there, no problem. You might just have to play with your offsets. So. The whole, oops, wrong button, sorry. The whole front comes off. So you can recreate the front falling off if you want with these. I'm assuming this is if you got to get into the extruder. There is a tensioning arm. It is a dual feed extruder. It's like a Bondtech, dual Bondtech gear, but it's direct feed. So there's no gearing. So the extruder on this is probably very similar to the extruder on a Prusa. I'll be honest, I probably won't be switching to this tool head often. I'll probably use this machine as a dedicated higher temp machine. Or abrasive machine. Like, I'll probably swap it once or twice for a review, but... Would be nice if they were captive screws, but... it's got a single 50-15 fan for cooling. Brand is generic China brand number 47, I think. Yeah. Neat. What about Toasty? You can have more than one printer. Where I'm going to put this printer, I have no idea. I have no idea. So I think this is doing the Cura thing where it like ramps up to its max speed. But it is a demo print and it's PCCF. So usually you don't print PCCF too fast anyways. So. And then if you're wondering about the noise, filters, noise suppression off, music off. Here's the noise. Not bad. Relatively quiet. I also have noise canceling headphones in, so let me tell you what it sounds like here. Quiet. But also, this thing's heavy AF. So the heavier the printer is, the less it's going to vibrate usually. So PACF? Is it PACF? PACF, sorry, not PCCF, but still same thing. You don't usually print that stuff too fast. I know the Bamboo does, but all the demo profiles for the Bamboo are fast anyways. Not necessarily the best idea. TLDR, layer adhesion issues. So for example, these are PCCF, and yeah, I ain't got layer adhesion issues here. These are these Death Racer parts are going to be pretty good, I think. Put clipper on it. Not everything has to have clipper on it, especially a machine I need to do a review on. So I'm not going to go modifying a machine I'm reviewing. Yeah, NEMA 17s. You got 2 for Z, but I'm pretty sure they're tied to the same motor. And then 1 for X, 1 for Y, and then extruder. Yeah, speed's going up. So the only thing is, again, this desk isn't bolted to the wall. So there is a bit of vibration that you wouldn't get if the machine was actually properly bolted to the wall. Does the chamber have a thermistor? I don't believe so. I don't believe so. So while it's doing that, let me download their slicer. What's the test print? It's a cube, which a cube will be a good thing because it will actually show us if there's any like waviness or whatever. It's a cube. Yeah, cube. Okay. Yes, cubes are boring, but they can also tell you how, like, you know, if you got lead screw wobble quite easily and how consistent your extrusion is. So while printing some fancy print is always cool, don't get me wrong. I always like to start the test of a printer with what they provided, because this is what we think is good. Here you go. And then if you print it, it looks like crap. Well, then you're like, well, if that's what they think looks good to start, where is our baseline? So. There is no chamber temp sensor, although I can't remember. There might be. I gotta check the board to see if there's a spare one. Is it printing a solid cube? I can't see. No, it's printing a high infill cube though. So let me get the slicer installed here and I'll show you what the stock profile looks like. Probably just reflections. The filament's black. it doesn't have their printer in here. That's because the version I have is the old version. Shoot. Okay, 1 second here. So the new version doesn't have their printer in here, or the version off their website. 1 second. Yeah, 5.3.2. Shoot. Okay. Okay. Let's, because I can't pull out the SD card. Okay, uninstall that. Where is it? Qidi. Are all CF filaments black? No. Actually, I don't know. I've never actually looked at that. I'm assuming not. Amazon? CF. Because carbon fiber is black. Yeah, actually, I think all carbon fiber filament black? There is no colored carbon fiber? Dark green, okay. CF filament. Yeah, all I'm seeing is black on Amazon. Huh. Yeah, I guess you're right, though. I guess, like, it makes sense. Because I was thinking of that with the Death Racer. I want to do red and black for the colors, but then I realized, wait, I'm going to have to use, like, ABS red or something. Okay, let's speed this up. Tools, speed, %. No, not 2,000. We'll do 200%. So now it's doing 50 millimeters a second outer walls and 100 millimeters a second infill. Atomica CFP ETG colors. Okay, so it does exist. I just did a quick look on Amazon Canada, which sucks. So that's probably why. I need a drink. I'll be back in a minute. I am crazy thirsty right now. So I'll be back in 1 minute. There we go. like I have some white, actually, I know what we're gonna print on this. I've got, where is it? Is this it? Nope, that's support material. Oh, I can't get at it. I have high temp glass filled carbon fiber, or glass filled polycarbonate. I think we'll print some parts of the death racer in that too. But I think we're gonna use, depending on how much filament, because I got 500 grams here minus whatever this cube weighs. I might print the body of the death racer on this. I was thinking for the main body of the death racer, either CFP ETG or CFPC. Because I want something that'll bounce. Because like I really like this, which is PCCF. This is the Pryline PCCF, and as you can see, like this is stiff. But if you really give it, it's like a spring. So I want something that if it hits, it'll bend, but then go right back. I don't want it to like break or bend or be too stiff. So maybe CFP ETG. What province? I'm in Ontario. Glass filled. I don't know. I've never tested glass filled, really. Glass filled is often used in injection. It is, but also remember, glass filled that's used in injection molding is strands. Whereas like the shitty glass filled stuff that, you know, we would be playing with here is the fiber has got to be chopped up so much they could fit through a nozzle. Remember that. So that's the problem with filaments that are glass filled and carbon fiber filled. You don't get the actual full strand. Yeah, this stuff. Ultra PA glass filled, but I only have a 1/4 kilogram of it. But it's it's rough. But you need to print this at 3 to 320, so maybe we'll run this through here. It needs to go in a dehydrator, though. Oh. Laszlo, 216, cheers! Do you think there'd be a dimensional difference between a carbon fiber part and a glass-filled part due to temperature coefficient? Probably not. Within margin of error, you'll probably never know. The actual material itself will probably have a bigger impact. And Gary gifted 1 community membership. Cheers, Gary. Do I ever come to Montreal? I drove by Montreal a couple weeks ago, but every couple of years we drive through Quebec. Like, I live southern Ontario. Montreal is a day's drive for me, pretty much, with, you know, the kid and the dog and whatnot. What's the layer height? I don't know. It's a demo print, so probably 0.2. The biggest advantage. Yeah, so with nylon is not really stiff, which depending on your use case you may not need, but it's not that stiff, and it's kind of warp happy. So when you add carbon fiber to it, it helps fight the warp and it makes it stiffer. Actually, let's do the overhead for a bit. You know, you can't really see much. Thinking about moving to Canada. Cool. Good luck finding a house. I think a glass fill. It's different use cases. When I did injection molding, there was vastly more glass filled parts than carbon fiber plastic. Like, I don't think I think I might have built one tool that took a carbon fiber filled plastic. Vast majority is glass filled. So, does it show current Z? No, it doesn't show current position. I'm sure if I was like connected to it via like Octoprint, I could get that info, but I do not. Hey, Loyal Moses, how you doing? Oh, not like to be warping monster with practice and enclosure. Yeah, that's a big thing. A proper enclosure, like being able to fully seal up your printer, so you got no drafts and you get a nice warm environment before you start printing, helps a ton when it comes to that. Like if especially like ABS, when you're printing like, you know, giant single thin things of ABS, you want it hot so you don't warp. I've never used CF filled for injection mold part. I remember seeing one part and I believe it was a prototype. It was a small prototype mold. But the vast majority was, if it was filled, it was glass fiber filled. And it's, remember, when it's filled, or when it's a filled material, it's carbon fiber or glass fiber. But the fibers are so chopped up, you don't get the same effect as you would with an actual proper injection mold part. Like, again, like this part right here, this is PCCF, okay? So it's polycarbonate, carbon fiber in it, okay? The carbon fiber makes it stronger this way, okay? Because that's the way the layers were laid down. It does not make it stronger this way because the filament, the fibers in the filament can't cross the layer lines. They just don't. They stay within that single extrusion width. So you're relying entirely on layer adhesion for these. So, which actually is pretty good with this stuff, so. That machine looks huge. It is huge. It's boxed was 84 pounds. And it's all HG15 rails. All the motion system is metal. The only plastic is the enclosure, which, whatever. And it's massive. It's size comparison. Here's a Voron V1. And this is 250 cube. Well, 235 cube, but the same frame on a V2 would be 250 cube. So. What infill percentage and wall number did you use for the Mando armor? So pretty much all the parts, they're heavy, okay? This helmet weighs, which I have the helmet done, so I can actually give you a final weight for it. So, okay. So the helmet right here, this is actually Prusament ASA, okay? 1.7 pounds, which is 0.8 kilograms for the helmet. So that's the entire bucket, and it's done with everything on it. 0.8 kilograms. But pretty much everything was printed. Most of it was a 0.4 nozzle. Some of it was printed with a 0.6, but I used the same setting. So 3 or 4 walls. Let me, actually, I could pull it up right now. What machine I printed on the V224 with V2 modified. There you go, discard. Okay. So I printed everything with 3 walls, 4 top, 4 bottom, 20% cubic infill. I printed a little slower than I normally print. Over extruded the heck out of the infill. And then for temperatures, I printed hot. This isn't the right profile. I can't remember what profile I used. Yeah, whatever. But I printed hot, so I think I printed 260 with like no part fan. So these were printed hot, but like the reason for that is there's a lot of parts that were, you know, thin that I didn't want cracking. I didn't want cracking at all. So like for everything to like come out, I don't think I can't wear my glasses with this, but it works. If you were here on the stream yesterday, I actually wore a good chunk of the suit while I was working on it. Have the helmet. Have you finished any of your helmets? I see you printing them all the time, but have you actually finished one? Like done post-processing on any yet? Yeah, here. So on the stream yesterday, let me open that, open the tab. So yeah, so these were from the other day. I love this one. This is with the little guy. And then yesterday on the stream, we kind of finished up the chest piece. So let me find that. Yeah. So we got most of the chest piece done. So a lot of work. Surprising, a lot of work. Terrible at it. I haven't finished a single one. Need to. The guy who does Galactic Armory, which I'm pretty sure most of your helmets are from there. He has some videos on YouTube. The big difference is, I believe you're printing most of yours at a PLA, which is gonna suck because these are ABS, and I could just take a sander to them and make them flat, easy peasy, and they don't melt or warp or anything. Like the shoulder pauldrons here were maybe like half an hour each. Not counting waiting for them to dry. Because you can just sand it. It's ABS, you can just sand it. You don't have to do the whole Bondo thing. Where PLA is a pain to sand. Because it's hard. So ABS, you can just sand it. Let's see here. Yeah, it's 120. So this is a little too aggressive, but... For example, so this is I think this is a discard part. So it's printed, and you got layer lines, which if you paint it, you see, but, you know. Hips good. Hips is actually pretty decent. There you go. Sanded, flat, ready for the next step, pretty much. Prime, wet sand, paint, done. Hips is pretty good. I have done some stuff in hips. I wish I had more because I wanted to do more of the actual armor in hips, but I only did a couple pieces because I didn't have a lot. This is hips. So this is hips, and for those that don't know, it's actually used a lot for support with ABS because it dissolves in lemon or whatever that stuff's called. But it's high impact polystyrene. So the good thing is, it's very light. Like it's low density, so it's very light. The only problem is it's stiff, so it breaks. So if you're building something like this, you would have to like reinforce it to make sure it doesn't, you know, if you accidentally bump it, it doesn't shatter. Yeah, this is all hips, so. And as for sanding, I don't know how easily it sands. I have a feeling it wouldn't be as easy to sand as ABS. Actually, yeah, it sands pretty good. It's hard to see because it's white, but... the other reason, I can leave it in my car on a hot day and it won't melt. Yeah, you can leave it on a hot day and it won't melt. Yeah, hips is... I've done hips molds in the past. Why is high impact Pia brittle? Doesn't seem like a good name. Because it's brittle when it's because it's stiff. Okay? So the difference is you have to understand in 3D printing, we're making stuff out of the plastic in a process that's completely different than the normal operation. So injection molding or blow form, or there's all kinds of ways to do molding. But with FDM, it's like a tree. Okay, we're building it up in layers, so you have layer lines. It's like tree. It's like when you're making stuff out of wood, you got to pay attention to the grain if you want your part to be strong. So with 3D printing, something that's tall and skinny and hard out of a material that's very stiff, if you go thunk, you'll probably snap it. It's like any hardened material, right? So yes, you know, PLA is a very hard plastic. It's good. But if you print your gantry out of PLA and you do a Z negative China and crash your nozzle down and your gantry goes, you start snapping stuff versus a material like, you know, nylon or ABS, where it's not as stiff, but it's got a little flexibility to it. But that means, you know, when you bend it, it goes back to its regular position. That might be more advantageous. There's all kinds of material sciences behind materials: flexibility, ductility, malleability. There's all kinds of stuff. And too many people don't realize that, and they only look at the one thing and they think that's all that matters when it comes to selecting a material for a use case. So it's like, you know, people printing, you know, all the armor. So you would think PLA would be great because, you know, you can print it open air, it doesn't warp. But then they leave this in their hot car on a hot day, and then they come out and this is now squish. Or the fact that you have to cover it with Bondo and sand it flat because you just can't sand it flat. Or, you know, they drop it and it shatters. PLA is too brittle for any good use case. Even dragons, everyone prints PLA will break the child play. Not true. That big 4-foot long glow-in-the-dark dragon's in my kid's room. He plays with it all the time. Now, granted, he's not like whipping it around, but he like plays around with it. Every filament has its use case. Exactly. If you're just printing, you know, something to show off, PLA makes sense. There's a lot of great colors for it. If you want, you know, something that's really good layer adhesion, PETG. You know, you want to print a little vase for some water, PETG. It's a water bottle anyways. You might as well use it for it. You want something that you could work with, acetone weld it together, it not melt on a hot day, relatively inexpensive, ABS. Like, gotta look at what you're doing. PLA on the X1C. The curtain air cooling on the X1C is what allows it to do the high-speed stuff. The normal part cooling on the carbon, on the Bamboo X1, it's a 50-15 blower fan. It ain't, this has a 50-15, a Voron has a 50-15. It ain't anything special. The current air cooling is what makes the Bamboo able to do those high speeds. At the cost of layer adhesion. That's always the problem when you do high-speed printing. You lose layer adhesion because you have to dump so much cooling into the part. You're not laying a hot layer on a hot layer, and it fuses better than a hot layer on a cold layer. It's like concrete, right? If you pour half your foundation and then immediately pour the other half, you'll get a nice strong foundation. If you pour your foundation, you wait a day, and then you pour the rest of your foundation, it's not as strong. So when you print stuff in one hot block, you get stronger adhesion versus blasting it with cooling constantly so you can print fast, but then you're laying hot on cold and then they don't fuse as well. Not saying it's horrible layer adhesion, it's just you take a hit to layer adhesion when you do that. So. Selling prints. It depends. As long as you say, hey, this is PLA, you know, don't drop it and don't leave it in your car on a hot day. As long as you set the expectation of the material that you printed it out of, and they know that when they buy it, I think you're fine to sell PLA. Yeah, so much cooling, the layers don't have time to entangle. The more time they spend above transition, yeah, the more layers. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's why, like, ABS, you want to print it hot in a hot environment, and then when your print is done, just let the printer sit for half an hour until the internal temperature drops back to near room temperature, then take your print out. When I did... Do I have it anymore? No, I don't have them. No, I got rid of them. Shoot. I did a while ago. Okay, not this guy, but I printed a Rancor. Okay, I printed one of these Rancors. Okay, but I printed a big one. I printed it in tall boy, so it was probably about this tall. Okay, I printed out of ABS, and during the print, I noticed there was a little bit of cracking. Okay, in a few spots. Well, when the print finished, I opened the door pretty much immediately, and the arms just sheared right off. They just, the heat, the cold air rushing in, everything just cracked. So many part failures. Like, it failed. So I printed it again. I still had the little bit of cracking in a few spots. But after the print finished, I left the print in the printer until it dropped down to room temperature. It slowly cooled down, and there was no further cracking, and it was fine. So you got to be careful of that. You don't want to shock cool your parts. You can cause issues. What time are we at anyways? 4:15. Okay. So we got 45 minutes. If you haven't entered for your chance to win some filament from Polymaker, you should do so. Link in the description. And then how much is left on this print? We're at 75%. Holy shit. Yeah, this is a very boring print. It's just straight up a cube. But when it's done, we'll get the slicer installed on the machine and we'll actually print something practical. Because I do have an entire spool of pre-cement that we gotta start feeding to this machine to start making some parts for the what's it called? Salad fork we're gonna be building. With sandblasting? Not really, because sandblasting isn't going to smooth it out. Sandblasting would probably give a more pitted finish. Printed a special funnel for a Frappuccino ball. It also depends on the geometry of the part and what kind of filament it was printed out of, right? There are PLA resins that can take temperature. ABS can be sandblasted. I don't have a sandblaster, so I've never actually tried it. I've sandblasted, I've used a sandblaster, but I've never sandblasted printed parts, so. Calibration cube? Yeah, it's just a boring cube. It's whatever the demo print is. What, salad fork? The plan for the salad fork is we're not going to do anything crazy. It's going to be silver frame, black parts, silver hardware, so like screws and whatnot. So because I want to build the whole thing out of PCCF. because we might get a little hot with it. We'll see. We'll see. Any tips for warping with ABS? Slow your speed down for your first layer, and if you can, depending on your slicer, some slicers ramp up. So Cura, for example, will ramp up to your max speed after a couple layers, so that's kind of good. But slow your speeds down on your first layer especially. Make sure your first layer is really tuned in, not over extruding, not under extruding. Mickey Mouse ears. Use like little on like Bruce's slicer and super slicer, you can import just a cylinder, drop it down to 0.2 layer height, stick it in all the corners, because corners are usually what lift. So that means it basically just gets an extra brim. Speaking of brim, don't be afraid to print with a brim. It helps a lot. I printed pretty much all my Mando parts with a brim because I'd rather it just not warp and have to deal with that. Turn off your part fan. Make sure your printer is fully enclosed, no drafts. Make sure you're using good quality filament, not like whatever the cheapest ABS you bought off Amazon. What else? I have a whole video series on my channel on how to print ABS. Go watch it. Garbage bag your printer. It works. I've done it. I've thrown a towel over my printer before in the past. If it works, it works. Update on Toasty posted. What update on Toasty? What are you talking about? Raft? Oh, I don't think the only print I've ever printed with a raft was the demo print on my Monoprice Select Mini like 5 years ago. $40C enough? It should be fine. ABS, once you get above mid-30s, it starts to get easy. There's no set perfect temperature. The hotter the better. That's just basically as it is. So I've done it open air in a room where it was like high 20s. Okay? I've done it open air in this room just fine. There are tricks you can do. Big brim, draft shield. Don't do it on a bed flinger. If you got to do it on a bed flinger, orient the parts so that the bed doesn't move as much. There are tricks you can do. Keep the door closed. Make sure you got the vents closed. Don't go in the room while the printer's running. There are things you can do. But basically, the hotter the better. Super chat. What? I don't see any super chats. What is going on, James? What are you talking about? Does PETG sand? I have no idea. I haven't printed any parts for the armor in PETG. I've done open air ABS in a Prusa Mark II, but I put my printer in the garage in the summer to print ABS before. Because in my garage in the summer it gets hot. PGD sands Portland. It's plastic bottle plastic. Remember that. It's PET with glycol. So it's plastic bottle plastic with glycol added, so you can actually extrude it through a 3D printer better. So. Super Slicer will add brim ears. I gotta update Super Slicer. I think I'm still running an old version of Super Slicer. 2.3.57. Is that help? Oh yeah, Yeah, I gotta update because we got Arachne now. Can you update Super Slicer within Super Slicer? Check for updates. Yep. Oh, configuration update. Help. Yeah, I'll just download it later and install it. Do we have a cube yet? Get in there. We've got 6% left. It's not really a cube. Couple big 3D YouTubers have had videos. Yeah, you know, the most commonly used plastic in plastic is obsolete. Yeah, I've watched a few of those videos where they're like, oh yeah, no, you don't use ABS. Yeah, ABS is blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no. Tap or not tapped? For what? Tap or not tapped for what? Get a jackery. Everyone's getting jackeries and anchors and whatnot for reviewing stuff. Where do I don't get those emails. ABS scary. Oh my god. I seen somebody posted, they're like, I'm afraid that this PLA Plus that I bought has a little bit of ABS in it. Should I be printing it? And I'm like, you're fine. You ever walk by a car with the engine running or like accidentally burn bacon? You probably got more VOCs from that than, you know, walking by a printer printing ABS. There's a lot of printer channels that know nothing. There's a lot of people that run printers. There's a lot of people that build printers, but there's like some people that don't know the crossover. I like the big channels. I'm huge fans of a lot of the channels, but every now and then somebody says something, I'm like, oh, cringe. But look at me. I'm not that great when it comes to commercial printers. Like as we saw today, I couldn't find the on button and I ripped half the printer apart. So everyone has their specialty. And if they're running a YouTube channel, especially if that's their job, they're going to stick with what works for them because it works for them and that's their job. So. Like, you know, I've seen reviews where it's like, oh, the fan died. I had to get a new printer. Whereas me, I'd be like, okay, I just ripped the fan out, put a new fan in. Whoop-de-doo, it's a fan. It's different ways of approaching it. So. Wait, spraying UV activated resin through an airbrush is a bad idea? Yes, it is. What's going on? Why are people comment? Responding, they still have to apply with the cure. Thank you for mentioning. Nobody should support them. Oh my god. Licensing people with software. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna skirt the whole Cura thing. I'm gonna review the hardware, not talk about the software for this printer at all. I think that skirts the whole software side. I just don't talk about the software. I review it using Super Slicer sliced stuff. Does that make everyone happy? I've always been, if you don't enforce it, you don't use it, you lose it. So if you have a licensing thing and people are violating the license, enforce your license.
Now, obviously, that problem is, though, that's financially not viable for a lot of people, and that ruins that point that I say. But it's like the Benchy. If you modify a Benchy and share the STL, you violate the Benchy license. Yet people do it all the time, and nobody gives a crap. So why do we care about this license when we don't care about that license? You either support them all, or you don't support any of them. It's beeping at me. Printing done. 59 minutes. Confirm. Hey, Sanity. Okay, so let me climb over Mount Vesuvius here, get the SD card, oh my god, and install their slicer. All I miss for Cure is tree supports. Which is funny, because tree supports are in the bamboo slicer, which is based off Prusa slicer, but they have tree supports. So I think Prusa Slicer now has tree supports in one of the beta versions because they stole it from, well, they didn't steal it, they borrowed it from thing. So forcing a license in some places seems like a lot. Exactly. It's China go to China. Like, on the Voron team, we're dealing with that shit right now, believe me. But you do what you can. It is what it is. That is a very clean cube. It's a very boring cube, but it is a very clean cube. Okay, so apparently I can connect this to my network. So, back, system, back, tools, internet. I'm not going to connect it to my network. Okay, let's add this printer. Let's just see what the XCF Pro. So that's the printer. Select printer. Okay. Close. Qidi 6.2.3. Well, we'll update that later. Next. Shut up. I don't. Next. These are all just Cura with skins and preloaded profiles, anyways. First print. Okay, cool. Now, go away. I don't want to see that. Okay. So let's see what speeds and feeds it runs at. There's your speed. So print speed 50, travel speed 100. Can you add additional things? Can you adjust? Okay, it looks to be pretty bare bones. So there's your speeds and feeds. Cool. Let's load up a Benchy. Benchy, where are you? Oh, dang it. There we go. Expert mode. Oh, okay, that's how you enable all this stuff. So speeds. Where's first layer? There we go. Okay, so speeds. So there we go. So print speed. Yeah, we're gonna bump these up. So we'll do 150 for the infill. Wall 75. Outer wall we'll do 80. Or correction, 50. Inner wall 80. It's still CF nylon or CF nylon, so you don't want to go crazy fast. 75 travel speeds. 250. We'll see how it handles 200. We'll move 200 for now. I don't know what the accelerations. I gotta hook up a Raspberry Pi so I can see the accelerations. Cooling. Where's first layer? Initial layer speed, there we go. 20? Okay, 20. Cool. Enable acceleration control. There are accels. It doesn't give me the accels. Okay, whatever. Prepare! Prepare, Benchy! Okay, so this is a, how fast is this Benchy? An hour and 20-minute Benchy. Oh, but it is what it is. Cool. Save to removable drive. Eject. Are the spines reticulating? I understood that reference. Back, print, back, print, 3D Benchy.G code. It gives you a little preview of the model. Print. Okay. High infill, whatever. Yeah, I want it to be a really strong Benchy. Like, I want to be able to stand on it, which... Ooh. Going back to a wedding. You're at a wedding? Has anyone kept count of the camera tipping? I'm trying to catch up on all this chat I missed while I was doing that. Strong boat, best boat. Yep. Why is the top crooked? There you go. There's little magnets and there's some screws, so it's just held there. Where did I put it? There we go. So there is a little bit of a smush on the first layer. But overall, like, I can't tell looking at this. You can't tell. I don't know if you can tell. Can you see where we doubled the speed at? At what point we doubled the speed? I can't. Like, I can't tell where we doubled the speed at. Does it show chamber temp? It does not, unfortunately. It shows just bed and nozzle temp. It would be nice if there was a chamber temp sensor in here. I believe it does get to the 40s. It's not insulated. There's a big opening in the back here. Like, I can put my hand in, like I could put my hand in the printer. Like, there's a big hole right here. So, like, there's also the fan in the back, which is, I don't know if it's on, but there's a fan in the back blowing air out, like an exhaust fan, basically. It's not on. So yeah, it's like the bamboo. It's enclosed, but it's not sealed. You're gonna get higher chamber temps than a Voron, most likely. Thomas gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers. Ever print my own cube? I keep forgetting to. But I like printing a Benchy on everything. Like, because it shows you how good the first layer is and whatnot. So we do have a Neuro cube. I could have printed one, but it is what it is. Now we're doing the good old Benchy. No printer so tuned. The thing is, though, Beef, 3D printing is not a perfect science, okay? So what might print okay one day, if you print a different object depending on object geometry, it might not print good the next day. So for example, do I have any, or they're in the other one? Grab one. Let me grab it here. These guys. So these right here are the back part of the shin guards for my Mando armor. Okay, so these go on the back of my leg. Okay, so this was printed like this. Okay, so no warping, no cracking, but I still print it with a big fuck off brim and big old Mickey Mouse ears on every corner. Why? Because this is a, well, printed two of them at the same time. I actually printed both halves at the same time. A 15-hour print that used up half a spool of filament, that I'd rather be safe than sorry and have this crack or it warp up a little bit halfway through. So yeah, the bamboo monitors controls chamber temp with this fan. I know. Like it's not hard to have a. It's literally like one line of code in Super Slicer or in Clipper or whatever it's running. Like I don't know if this one does it, because there is a fan at the back. So currently it's off. So I don't know if it turns off at a certain point, or if it turns on if you're printing PLA or what. I don't know exactly the procedure. But yeah. But does it poop? No, it doesn't do multi-material. I'm sure you could, you know, Shanghai a multi-material system to it, but it does not. They're still doing the hole in the hood to allow the spool. The thing is, they don't need this hole, okay? Because you have the filament comes through a little tube here, where you can have a switch, right? You could put a switch in there, and have the filament come through. You don't need this hole at all, because the filament could just be like there, like you don't need this hole, because the filament comes through the hole here, and it's a tube. It's a series of tubes. It goes through the tube into the tube. But yeah, you don't need this hole here. This doesn't need to be here. It does get warm in there though. I'm just looking to see if that fan ever kicks on. The bed is a PCB bed. So it's like a PCB bed attached to an aluminum bed, which, okay. Just tape it up. I probably will. I think I think it's 3D Print General had this machine too. And I think I don't know if he put a chamber heater in it. I can't remember. Let me pull up his channel. The 3D Print General, or I can't remember who did a review on this. Maybe it was the other guy. Print Pew Repeat, Print Shoot Repeat. I can't remember. Who's the other guy? XCF Pro. Marco Reps did a video on it. Okay, if Marco Reps can do a video on it, I can do a video on it. 3D Pew General, that's what it is. Oh, because he had to move all his shit. That's right, because his channel got... Yeah.
Hey everyone, Back today with the review
Yeah.
of a pretty awesome printer.
Here's another review of it.
XCF Pro.
But he had to like move all his stuff to another channel because he does the pew pew stuff on YouTube, and you got to be careful when you do that because YouTube will just throw a hammer at you. My Kinovo heater died after 2 years. That is the first time I'm hearing of a Kinovo dying. I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them in operation, and I've never had an issue. And some of them, that one's like 5 years old. 2 of them are 5 years old. What are my thoughts on the BTT Manta? It's a controller board. They're all the same nowadays. 32-bit TMC drivers, whatever random MCU is in stock for the next couple months while they build the board. And then, oh, this one, you can attach a Raspberry Pi directly to it. Otherwise, performance is exactly the same as every other 32-bit TMC board running Clipper. It's just a form factor, and in 6 months, they won't be selling the board anyways because they'll run out of MCU chips and they'll switch to something else. So it's probably fine. I'm just saying it's like every other 32. Controller boards, there's a reason nobody does controller board reviews. There's a reason I stopped doing them. Because they're all the same. There's no point to doing a controller board. All you do is you read the specs. This is what this board has. This is how you hook it up to a printer. That's all there is to say about them nowadays. So. What is this monstrosity? As he says, well, I have the name of the printer right here, the model of the printer right here. In the title of the video, it tells you exactly what it is, and in the first line of the description has a link to the printer. Who? What? But it has 3 and 4 pin fans. Woo! That's also, again, just reading off the spec sheet. The new coffee table. Yes, actually, yes. It's gonna go right beside the couch in the living room, and we're gonna use it as a coffee table. It's got a tea warmer built into it. Reading is hard, brother. Can't read. The public schools have been gutted for decades. I know. That's why so many of you keep voting Republican. Oh wait, I can't make political jokes on the stream, or somebody will make an angry comment. Nice microwave. Does it do pizza? When I had COVID and I was stuck in the basement for 5 days, I actually used my Vorons to heat up my food. Like, no joke, I was like heating up my Pop-Tarts and my like Chef Boyardee and Mr. Noodles and whatnot in my Vorons. I would just set the bed to 100 and throw the food on it, on a plate obviously, and just let it heat up. What do I think of the Ratcore V3? I don't know, I'll let you know when I build one. Hey, at least people aren't asking me if this is worth buying over an Ender. Angry comment. Arrgh. I will say this isn't looking as good. We are getting a bit of curling, but we're also running no fan, I believe. So let me add just a wee bit of fan. So I'm assuming turbine is our fan. So let me just add 20% of fan. Because I also have circulation, and I'm assuming circulation is the back. Yes. So how much air does that blow out? Oh, I'm losing my hot air. Turn it off. What are we at? 4:46. So we got 15 minutes, and then we're gonna do the draw, and then we're gonna end the stream, and then that's about it. Could the hole be a safety feature to not overheat the chamber? The thing is, you shouldn't, like, my Vorons are enclosed and they're sealed. Like, they're pretty sealed up. And even Toasty doesn't push anywhere near the temperatures that would damage anything within the chamber. Okay. And there in here, there's you got some micro switches. You got your motion components, which are HG15 heavy duty rails. And everything else is metal. There's like no plastic except for like the shroud here, which is non-structural really. So I don't think the chamber with just going off the bed heater and the hot end running would get anywhere near a temperature, if you fully sealed this up, of getting anywhere near a temperature of damaging anything. The only weak thing on here, in my opinion, is it does use a flex cable for the tool head. I despise flex cables for the tool head. I've seen so many of them fail over the years. I do not like flex cables for the tool head. I just do not. I know why they do it. It's easy. I'm waiting for the day CAN bus becomes more widespread so we can go back to actually using properly rated cables instead of these flex cables. So if you have LDO steppers that work up to, always, no, never run, if the motor is rated for 2.5 amp, do not run it at 2.5 amp. On all my Vorons, I run all my motors anywhere from 0.8 to 1 amp. You don't need more than that. Just because the motor is rated up to, it's like my car, you know, my Focus can do, you know, max speed, you know, 160, whatever, but I don't drive it like that. Like, I could always slam my foot on the gas every time the light turns green, but you don't drive it like that. So yes, your motors can go up to that, but you don't. Have you built any custom Ender style printers from all self-sourced components? That's a really little thing to do. I don't build V-wheel bed flingers. I'm not a fan of V-wheel bed flingers. But yeah, if you have motors and you're wondering what voltage or amps to run them at, usually half their rated voltage is a good safe spot, and then just tweak up and down from there. But yeah, dude, just because they are rated to 2.5, do not run them at 2.5. Never exceed 80% of the maximum rating. Yep, there's always that. Now, there's always an overrating where you can usually push stuff about a little bit above what they say they're safe to do. But to get the most out of it, you never go close to that. Bonsai is an i3 style. Yeah, it's like a mini Prusa, basically. It ain't a V-wheel. I don't own any V-wheel bed flingers that are in my normal regular use routine, other than like printers that I got commercially for review and print, like stream print content. I gotta figure out what I'm doing for dinner tonight. .25 amp seems a little high. Then don't run it that high. Just start at 0.5 amp and just keep adjusting until you're happy. Basically, I run my motors at an amperage where for the speeds and feeds I'm running, I don't skip steps. All my printers that I regularly use don't have layer shift or skip step issues at all, because I run them at speeds and feeds that are sensible. And my motors are tuned for that. Like if your printer's tuned right, you don't need like crash detection or skip step detection or any of that. You don't need like everything. You see those BTT add-on boards to turn your stepper motor into basically a DIY servo, so it's, you know, it's feedback, and oh, if you hit the tool head, it can correct itself. If your machine is tuned right, you don't need that. You shouldn't be skipping steps and having layer shifts on a properly tuned printer. And if you hit something with your tool head that's hard enough to cause a layer shift, odds are it wasn't going well with the print to begin with. So 8 minutes. We got 8 minutes left. Again, you want to win some filament? Polymaker, link in the description. Do this now, and then we'll end the stream. Closed loop stepper. Well, I can't have pizza because the little guy made me go get pizza on Tuesday, and I ate like 2 pieces because yay diet. I don't know what nozzle that is. That is a bigger nozzle than you normally see, but it is a Fadus hotend, so I don't know. TMC 2209s can't handle more than 1.2 amp. Oh, there you go. So don't push it higher than that. No point going to the mobile cam. Not gonna bother setting it up. We got 8 minutes. Get a burger then. Do I want burger? I don't know. It's Friday. I'll figure something out. Print quality beats printing speed. I know. It's like I run my outer wall speeds on these machines at like 60 or 70 millimeters a second, sometimes lower. Like, go fast with infill, but for things that matter, drop your speeds down. Like, the only reason people think high-speed printing is normal is because of speed benchies and like the bamboo now. But the bamboo, there are downsides to going fast. There are. If there were no downsides to going fast, everyone would go fast. But there are downsides to it. Just increase the coast plate plinth size to 110 and get that pizza. No, I can't because I'm trying to slim down to fit this for this to fit me better. We do a vid series on how to tune a Voron printer. Probably not, because I don't do that kind of thing. Like, that's honestly, to be honest, I just use people's profiles that work good on my machines, and that's about it. Ellis's guide, just Google Voron Ellis's guide, ELLIS. That's a great series to get you started with. There you go. That's how you tune a Voron. Follow Ellis's guide. If I did a video, it would just be copying Ellis's guide, honestly. Honestly, I run my bamboo at the slower speed now. It's the fast speed is too damn loud for one. When I was doing the Mando armor and I had like 5 printers running in this room, if I went upstairs, you would hear the bamboo over 4 other printers running at the same time in this room. Because the bamboo is damn loud when it's going fast. It's not a quiet printer at all, at its standard speed. So I would run it at its slower speed. On a 16-hour print, it might become an 18-hour print, but it's now actually at a reasonable volume. X1C to silent mode print the other night because I didn't care if it took an extra hour to print. Wasn't good. Exactly. Either your print finishes while you're there or your print finishes the next day. That's kind of what my go-to is for printing. It's like, especially people who run like print farms. It's like, oh, you run a print farm. Is it in your basement? No, it's at a place I go to. I'm like, cool. Are you there 24 hours a day? No. Okay. So either your print finishes during your day at work or it finishes after. And if it finishes after, who cares if it finishes at 1 a.m. or 4 a.m.? It doesn't matter because you don't show up till 8 a.m. So at that point, you go for reliability. Because if I start 20 prints that morning, when I come in work the next day, I want to take 20 prints off the machine. I don't want to come in and go, well, 4 of these failed. Now I have to reprint 4. And then my next batch of 20, I can only print 16 of them. And then that means, oh, okay, 2 of those failed. So that way, I got to print 4 of that batch and then, or no, 6 of that batch. Oh, now my whole assembly process and my production schedule is gone. That's why production print farms run Prusas and other reliable machines, because they need that reliability. Like, if you're doing one-off prototypes, yeah, whip that through quick because you want it right then and there. But if you're doing production, there's differences. And printing 200 to 300 millimeters, it really makes a difference. Yeah, like, it really depends what you're doing with your machines and what you're doing. It's like, I love it when somebody pops into a stream with Joel and he just unboxed a brand new printer, and it's whatever random printer that he's doing that day. And people do it to my stream too, and I see this on other streams, and they're like, should I buy this printer? That's it. That's all I say. Should I buy this printer? And that's like, hey, I need to buy a car. What car should I buy? Well, what's your budget? Is it just you? Are you traveling long distances? Are you just doing inner city commuting? Do you have kids? Do you have toys? Do you need to haul a trailer? Do you need a truck? Are you looking for something compact, or are you looking to buy, lease, or you want new, used? Like, it's like that with 3D printers. Obviously, there's not as much, but it's like, you just can't go, should I buy this? Or what printer should I buy? You need, like, this is what I'm looking for, or these are my needs. Is this a good buy, or what printer do you recommend? So yeah. Is the Z belt mod worth it on a V01? If you got a good lead screw with motor, you're fine. So yeah. Excited for the positron. The motion system is neat. The motion system on the positron is, go watch the Melt Zone podcast with Stefan and Tom there, because they both talked about it, and they both touched on issues that I touched on. Is the design is neat, but the design is not something that makes it very easy for people to just jump into and build. They need custom parts. You need to machine a hot end. You need to machine the bed itself is glass with etched heaters into it or whatever. Like, there is a lot of custom non-standard stuff with that machine that does not make it easy to build unless somebody comes out with a complete kit. And even then, how reliable is that machine going to be in the long term with all those custom components, especially the 90-degree hot end? The fact that you have a 90-degree bend in the flow of your filament while it's molten, as somebody who worked in injection molding, that makes me like cringe and am terrified. You do not do straight 90-degree bends with filament. There's a reason they don't do the Cyclops anymore, and that's one of the reasons, is a 90-degree bend in molten filament. So, anyways, let's give away some filament. So every stream, at the end of stream, we give away filament. Today is no different. So if you didn't enter, you'll have another chance tomorrow. So tomorrow's stream is Saturday. We're carrying on with the Voron 1.0. Hopefully we'll get it moving. It's going to be interesting because it's running Marlin and it's all pre-installed, and I don't know how to set up like the bed leveling and offsets and all that using just straight up Marlin using the screen. So it's going to be fun. Hopefully Max is there that I can bug him and be like, dude, what is this? It's like I'm reading, you know, like ancient Egyptian here. Like, who uses Marlin? Like, come on. Okay. So how much time did I waste? Like half an hour with that thing? Somebody give me a number between 1 and 30. I need a number between 1 and 30. Three. 1, 2, 3. That works. I don't think I updated my... Yeah, am I still using the 3D print headphones? Yes, I am. I use them every day. They're great. Okay. Big money, big money, big money. And the winner is... Edmund. Let me pull your information here. Oop. Oop, no. There we go. There we go. Congratulations, Emmett. So you'll get an email from me after the stream ends. You'll have to fill out a form and get some filament. Yay! Everyone golf clap in chat. Golf claps in chat. Okay. Sweet. So we're gonna end the stream there. So this was fun. Apparently there's some issue with the rights with the slicer. I'm gonna have to look into now because people on the internet are angry, but people are always angry on the internet. So I'm gonna have to look into that, see what's going on with that. I'll reach out and be like, yo, what's going on? But yeah, this was fun. Sure, we lost a bunch of time to me not realizing that when you turn the printer on, you also have to turn the printer on. This is, to be fair, the first time I've ever had a printer that had a separate power button other than the normal power button every other printer has. And yes, I was following the manual because it said turn the printer on, and I turned the printer on and nothing happened. So I got a little concerned at that point. But anyways, that was fun. We got to see what the insides of the printer looked like though. So people, Joel, no, not Joel. Joel brought up the issue, but a bunch of other people on Twitter are going on about it. So I got to look into it. But yeah, this was fun. I'll post pictures of the Benchy when it's done printing and the cube of boring cubeness as well. I'll probably use this to print some more printer parts and whatnot. Feed it some carbon fiber stuff. See how it goes. So yeah, I'm going to end the stream there. I'm hungry. I got to go pick up the little guy at daycare, figure out all that stuff. So for those that donate to the stream, became members of the channel, or gifted memberships, you're awesome. I thank you. I would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create, without your continued support. You make it all possible. Again, tomorrow we'll carry on with the Voron 1.0 build, 8 p.m. Eastern, our usual time. And shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament that we give away every stream. So we'll give away another one tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed the stream today. Hope you had some fun. If you want to help support the channel, content I create, links in the description as well. Yeah, it's Friday. Have fun, wash your hands, enjoy your weekend.